you got to have USPs. You got to have a reason why somebody should pay more money to you than they can go and get with the 1% shop. And so what is your USP? Like, think about, what do you do different than anybody else? Like, if you go out into an appointment, you're like, I do professional photography, I do open houses, I'm gonna put it on the internet. Like, Redfin does all that. You're not doing anything different. You have Matterport too, or they do that too. So does Purple Bricks, believe it or not, for 3,600 bucks. So if you're just going in there and just like feature dumping, like this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, you're not separating yourself from anybody else. Something that they did that's really unique is they built a process by which they launch a listing onto the market and actually trademarked that. Now think about that. When you go in and somebody's like, well, what separates you from the next guy? And you could say, I actually have a trademarked system that I utilize to launch my listings onto the MLS. And that trademarked system has generated these results, and you could show those results. Is there anybody else in this room other than Dan, and I have one filed now as well, is there anybody else in this room that has a trademark process? There's not, right? So think about it. If you've got something that's so unique that nobody else has it, that's one of those things. You know, we're talking about being different. That's one of the ways that you can differentiate yourself when you're there. The other thing that you can do is offer some sort of flexible commission plan to combat what those guys are doing, because if there's the possibility of them only paying, like if you're interviewing against a 1% shop and you have an option where they could only pay you 1%, now you can compete with them. What is that 1% option? That's if they bring you the buyer and you don't have to do a damn thing, and they bring you a buyer and all you got to do is paperwork. I'll do that for 1%. I mean, if all I got to do is manage an escrow, I'll do it for 1%. So if you could tell a seller, hey, you know what? I'll give you a 1% option, but here's how it works, and you make that available to them, that's sexy, that's attractive to them. So you're gonna go out and you're gonna market the hell out of it, and you're gonna charge your commission, whatever it is. I think there's probably some legality about saying what each of us charge, but you go in there with your full commission, whatever that is, 4, 5, 6, and then they're like, well, I'm talking to the 1% guy. Okay, here's what I charge, and here's everything that I'm gonna do for you, and here's what's unique about what I do, but I'm gonna give you a 1% option as well, and here's how it works. So when you can satisfy their 1% urge and craving that they have, knowing that 99% of the time that's not gonna happen, and you're gonna get your full commission, that's another tactic that you can use, is you can dangle that 1% carrot out there, knowing that 99.9% of the time that's never gonna get gobbled up. So that's just another strategy that you guys can use.